Howdy, folks. It's that literary lady again, and you are listening to the 12 Days of Christmas. On the 6th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me Bryant McNeill. Today's guest is Bryant McNeill, and Bryant is a sales coach, a professional speaker, a motivator, encourager, and momentum starter. And Bryant, welcome to the show.
Thank you, and she sings too.
Oh,
wow.
I have to ask you before we go any further, can you define momentum starter?
I can define momentum starter. And I always like to start anytime I talk with anyone. I just want to say that our lives are not scrimmages or practice games. There's no Martyrs Hall of Fame. Time to speed, it takes its toll. And for us, every day really is the Super Bowl. What a momentum starter is someone that comes into a working situation with a sales force where sales may not be rocking in the moment. They may have blahs. And what I do is I get them off center, on the concept of inertia. A body and motion will stay in motion at the same speed and same rate unless acted upon by an outside force. The opposite is also true. If it's still, if it's not moving, it'll stay still and not moving unless acted upon by an outside force. And what I'm the outside force that can remind them of how great their service or product already is, get them excited about getting better, and put them in what I call the proverbial slingshot and launch them out in the unsuspecting sales world so that the momentum can begin again.
Okay, and he's also a poet. That was very good. Now, you're a professional sales coach.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I think of sales, I think of used car salesmen. So please set me straight and tell me what a sales coach is.
Wonderful opportunity to set you straight. I look at the word sell in the way it was originated. The word sell was originally a Greek compound word coming from two words, sell and ye, and what it literally means is to help. So if you look at your work as to help someone instead of to sell someone, it balances much better with your personal integrity. If I tell you I'm going to introduce you to somebody, he's a salesman type, a lot of people don't come up with a positive connotation. And over time, salespeople have earned that negative reputation. But I do believe the pendulum is swinging back the other way, where today's typical salesperson is going to be the most honest guy you know. Now, sales coach, that goes to the concept of, and this is why my company is called what it's called. My company is called Very Personal Sales Coaching. And because I know through my study and research that no one ever achieves any level of greatness without great coaches or mentors. No business person ever did it without a great mentor or coach. No athlete has ever made it to professional ranks without being coached and coached well. Jordan, Tiger Woods, Barack Obama, they all had outstanding mentors. You cannot do it alone today. And the business person today trying to operate on an island, trying to figure out everything along this way is doomed to failure. I believe it more and more every day that you need help. You cannot win this battle alone in business. You need help. So the concept of very personal sales coaching comes from my belief, because I've been coaching salespeople. I've been a sales trainer for a long time, for 19 years. And Yolanda, I will tell you, whenever I'm giving classes with companies, it was always a group of people in there that really wanted the training, and there was another group that really did not want the training, and then there was the larger middle that was there because the company made them be there.
Right.
So what I wanted to do was to focus on working with the willing, the people that wanted to get better. My belief is training today is ineffective, and it doesn't work at all because it's not personalized enough. So what I do through a program is I learn them enough, and I personalize it enough through programs that I have inactive, where I can personalize the sales training for the individual. Because people who think they sell to companies, you're fooling yourself, because ultimately some person at that company has to decide yes or no. So you ultimately always sell to people. That's the thing. So it has to be personalized, very personal sales coaching.
Okay. Now, I'm kind of curious. You got your background from Wake Technical Community College in hotel and restaurant management. What makes you interested in your current job, your current career?
It goes back to I went into hotel restaurant management because I just happened to be watching the news and I was about to go to school, and it saw that the hotel restaurant industry average starting pay was, now this is many years ago, but back then the average starting pay of like $28,000 seemed like a pretty good average starting pay. So that's the only reason I went into the business. And then when I graduated, I went to work at Marriott Corporation, and I did it for 15 months, long enough to know that this is not where I want to spend the rest of my life. But the reason how I got into sales is the way a lot of people got into sales, because I needed some money. My wife got pregnant, and the front desk supervisor money, I just didn't see it making enough.
Right.
So I needed some money. I answered an ad. The gentleman that interviewed me did an outstanding job interviewing me, and he convinced me that I could do this work too. I was 23 at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you are a motivational and inspirational speaker, and I've heard Brian speak, and if you haven't heard Brian speak, you can go to his YouTube page, which I'll have him give you the address to before we end this interview. But he is very animated. If you are in a meeting and you are sleeping, sometimes we can get bored in meetings. Brian will definitely wake you up because he commands attention. Besides sales, what are some of the other topics that you speak on? Who are some of the other audiences that you speak to?
You ask great questions, Yolanda. I speak to in colleges. I like speaking in colleges. I'm going back to UNC. I've not spoken there before. I'm going back to UNCC in January to give another talk there. And that talk is a workshop I give to college students on how to package and prepare themselves for their best ideal work, their work life, how to package and present themselves for their work life. I've spoken in middle schools a bunch of times throughout Raleigh and Charlotte, and I like doing that as well. But it seems like more this year than any other time in my life, my work has been moving more into inspiring, more inspirational, more motivating. I will tell you this, for a long time, I was the guy who did not want to be called a motivational speaker. Although my speaking have always been motivational in nature, it's always been inspiring. It always makes people want to feel like they can do it. But I didn't want to be called that because my belief, Yolanda, was motivation is temporal. I can get you all excited in a workshop or a seminar. When you get back out into your market, you get a negative customer, then the motivation is gone. So I didn't like that. I like the idea of calling myself a trainer because once you knew what to do, you can do it whether you felt like it or not. You just do it. Okay. However, I've changed my philosophy now because even though motivation is temporal, so are showers, okay? But we shower regularly. We go back and get another shower even though we just did one yesterday, right?
Right.
So, but it's important that you do that because if you didn't take your regular shower, you'd have no friends. Just like motivation, you need to pump it regularly in order to be effective. I'm doing more and more talks where the salespeople do know what to do. The insurance company that I go give a talk to, those guys know what they're supposed to do. The real estate agents, they know what they're supposed to do, but they're not properly motivated to do it again. They don't have the elasticity, the energy, the ready to let them go back out there and charge again like they did when they were newer to it. They've gotten smart and they've gotten their butt kicked by life enough times that they can't do it alone. They need someone else to motivate them, to remind them that they can do it. And I do that in a great way.
That's true. And I noticed here that, Brian, you're going to be on a television show tomorrow. Is that correct?
Thursday, actually. It's actually Thursday, the 29th. And, this is a show I recorded last month. It was a very good show, actually. It's called The Paul Brown Show, and it gave me an opportunity to bounce off of our interviewer and be Brian. Okay. Well,
yep. And that's going to be on Access Channel 21?
It is. It's on Access Channel 21 in Charlotte, North Carolina. He had it on YouTube for 2 weeks, and now, I guess to whet everyone's appetite, but hundreds of people saw it. So, but it's going to be on there. It gave me an opportunity to be funny. It gave me an opportunity to be free. When I watch it, Yolanda, I will tell you, I was impressed myself with how much my spiritual side was brought up, how much I talked about my faith and how important it is to my work. I didn't realize it, but in an opportunity where I had a chance to speak on it, it really came alive.
Okay. Well, we'll make sure to check Brian out on that channel 21 in Charlotte. Now, I want to touch on Brian and I met via Toastmasters. And can you tell our audience a little bit about how you came to get involved in Toastmasters and what Toastmasters has done for you?
I can. Back in 2001, I had an idea that I wanted to speak professionally. I was training salespeople. I was a corporate sales trainer for a company called APCO, and they had 17 offices. And I had written a report called the 22 Must Closes, 22 ways I felt that every salesperson should know how to ask for money. And basically, I was teaching that report from 17 different offices. So every day I had an audience where I was teaching 4 closes a day, 4 different ways to ask for money a day between North Carolina and Virginia throughout these areas. And so when you're doing so much speaking and people start to say to you more and more, man, you should do this professionally. You should do this professionally. So I had an idea that I wanted to do it professionally, and Toastmasters was brought to light, and I got involved. And Toastmasters really, really enriched my whole life. This is back in 01, 02. I was in it for a year and a half. I grew through the club. I got a chance to practice every week. I became a club VP of Education, and then I became a club president. And the Toastmasters gave me a lot of opportunities outside of Toastmasters. Because of my relationship with Toastmasters, I was able to be the keynote speaker for the Make-A-Wish Foundation's annual luncheon. I spoke at a Jimmy V Foundation luncheon, because of my association with Toastmasters. So it exposed me. It gave me opportunity to speak plenty of places throughout Raleigh. And I'm of the opinion now, Yolanda, that if you tell me you want to be a business person or a speaker, but you're not involved with Toastmasters, to me, you're not yet serious. You're not yet serious. You can't beat the value. For what it costs you for a year of membership in Toastmasters, it's an incredible value. You'll never get it. Where else can you get an opportunity to present and speak every week and get evaluated by peers to help you get better? So if you're in business at all and you're not actively involved in the Toastmasters Club, I am of the opinion that you're not yet serious about your own personal development or success. I take it that seriously.
And it's funny because you still have people today asking, what is Toastmasters? And when they ask me that, I'm like, are you serious?
Well, it's an opportunity to tell them. And you're right. Most people, I say right now, as much as I love Toastmasters and believe in it, as many people as I talk to week in, week out, maybe 2 out of 10 know of it.
Wow. That is just like baffling because it's a global corporation or entity that, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Brian, besides the event that you have or the TV show that you have coming up on Thursday, what are some other events that you have coming up?
I always try to do at least one major workshop a month. That's my livelihood. But the next big workshop I have going is a workshop I've done twice before, but this time I'm doing it with another person. I'm doing a workshop for real estate agents only. Okay. It's called How to Transform from an Average Real Estate Agent to a Superstar Real Estate Agent. And I'm doing it with a real estate agent who's been a broker for 22 years. She's done a lot of work in this industry. She was an adjunct professor at Wake Tech Community College. So her and I are going to do this together. This is my first time doing it with a partner, and I'm excited about it too. So it's going to be great. And in preparation, and this goes back to an earlier question you had, Yolanda, I prepare. Whenever I give a workshop, I'll probably put 80 to 100 hours of preparation in.
Wow.
And, at least that much, and sometimes more. And I'll read all the books that's hot on that subject and at the time. But this time, I've been reading the books, but yes, I've been interviewing real estate agents. I've just been calling real estate agents between Greensboro and Raleigh and asking them the same question. If I was to do a workshop for real estate agents only, what would you want covered? And it's amazing how consistent the answers have been. It really has been. And which is why I know motivation matters, because I've been hearing in different ways, I just need somebody to get me off the couch. I just need to get pumped up again or inspired again. I just need something to charge me up again. I've had people on the phone when I ask them these questions, and in the way I speak, Yolanda, you and I have been around each other a bunch. I'm pretty much like this all the time.
Right.
But I had one, but I had a lady. I wish I could just talk to you once a day, just to get me excited about work again. Really? That's not how it works. But there is a malaise, especially the real estate industry. They took a big hit in our area back in '08, and a lot of them still have the hangover. And even though the market indicators are saying the industry is expected to rebound well in 2013, if you wait until everyone else around you is starting to see success, you're going to be late. You're going to miss the boat. So I'm preparing them now. I'm doing this workshop in Raleigh, and I'll probably do this workshop. I'll move it around. I'll do it in Raleigh. I'll bring it to Charlotte. I'll bring it to maybe other states. That's how I do it. So I have other workshops coming up, and I like it when I'm industry specific. That's one thing I've learned, Yolanda. I've done 2 workshops recently for contractors only. And I like working with contractors. I want to do more work with them. But a lot of times, Yolanda, what I discovered is these guys are great at doing their work, and only they get how to sell it. They're great at doing the electrical wiring or painting or roofing or heating and air. And a lot of them believed before my workshop that the only close at their disposal was a price drop, which is the weakest close in your arsenal. So I teach them how to sell more profitably their services. That's what I do. Okay. And I have another. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I have another one coming up in Greensboro in January. I'm doing a workshop for life and health insurance agents only. And because if you go to your customer, if you're an outside salesperson, I believe I could help you do that better than anyone. So.
And as you can see, audience, Brian is a bundle of energy. So my next question to Brian is, with all this energy, when is your book coming out?
Shame on me. Within my laptop, I have tons of stuff. Now, I've written plenty of reports and magazine articles. That's what I did a lot in Charlotte, write articles. And I even have some articles coming up in Charlotte magazines. I'm a contributing author to Charlotte League of Business and Charlotte Biz magazines. So my book needed to be out 10 years ago, but maybe, it's better to come out now because I am better now than I've ever been before. I'm sharper now. I've learned more things, and some of the things I may have written before I don't agree with. Because at one time, Yolanda, I thought the key to being a great salesperson was being a great closer, and that's all I studied and taught was how to close, how to get money. But I don't believe you can sell like that anymore. I don't believe the one that's a great closer or the great prospector makes the most money by far.
Okay. Well, as a literary consultant, I'll be on you throughout 2013 to get that book out because you really need it out.
Well, you help me. I need to get it out yesterday. You're right.
So we'll work on that in 2013. Now, Brian, before we go, can you tell our audience how they can contact you online, how they can book you to come speak for their corporation?
Thank you very much. I'm very easy to find, and I'm easily to approach. My website is verypersonalsalescoaching.com. I do know that's a long name, but it's very, VERYPERSONALS, personal sales with an S, coaching.com. You can also find me on LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. A lot of my stuff is on LinkedIn. But LinkedIn, my name is Brian, BRIAN, K. McNeill. You can find me under Brian K. McNeill, or you can find me on LinkedIn under linkedin.com/The Most Fun Speaker. The Most Fun Speaker. That's my tagline on LinkedIn because I heard that enough times that I liked it. You can find me on Facebook, Brian Keith McNeill or Brian K. McNeill. If you just put in Brian McNeill, you're going to get, there's a ton of them. Twitter, you can find me on Twitter. I tweet. Twitter, I am VP Sales Coach. VP Sales Coach. The VP stands for Very Personal Sales Coach at twitter.com. And I can't wait to talk to you some more about it because, I do the same thing. If you're not on Facebook and Twitter, and LinkedIn, I can't hardly even work with them anymore. So that's how it goes. Also, you can call me directly. I live alone. My phone is always on, 919-345-4893. You can call that number. You can text that number. I love to talk with you. I am easy to work with, and I do know that any time that I give a talk, no matter big audience or small audience, when I know the things that you want to have done when it's over, the way you want them to feel when I'm done, I will deliver because my talks, Yolanda, they do rock.
I can tell. And there are different variations for spelling McNeill. So can you So
yes.
For audience.
Sure. My last name is spelled McNeill, 2 L's. Thank you very much. I've forgotten to mention that. But Brian, Brian, and McNeill.
And lastly, Brian, do you have a YouTube page, right?
I do have a YouTube page. I've got 20 videos on YouTube right now.
Awesome.
It's under Brian K. McNeill, McNeill.
And if you want to listen to and watch Brian speak, I really, really suggest that you go to his YouTube page. You can see what I'm talking about. He is right. The way he is now is the way he always is. So, like I said, if you have an event coming up that you want a speaker for and you're afraid that your audience is going to be sleepy or sleeping, hire Brian. I guarantee you they will not. Brian, thank you for being on the show. Thank you for participating in the 12 Days of Christmas.
Thank you for this opportunity.
You're welcome, and I look forward to hearing more from you, and I look forward to seeing you on TV on Thursday.
Yep.
Do you have last words for our audience?
Do I have what now?
Having last words for our audience?
Yes, I do. For your audience, anyone who takes part in this show or listens to the show, I'm going to offer you something for free.
Ooh.
I'm going to offer you as a part of the 12 Days of Christmas. Here's my Christmas gift to you. If you will call me and schedule an appointment with me, I will give you a free 1-hour sales coaching session.
Whoa.
1 hour for free.
Whoa,
and I know at the end of that hour, no matter how good you are now, because you're probably great if you'll call it, because the top people always take advantage of training. The people that need it the most hardly ever do.
Right.
But anyone who calls in, they're going to get an hour for free, and I know you'll be better at it when that hour is done.
You hear that, folks? He just offered you a free hour consultation. Brian, give us that phone number again.
919-345-4893.
There you go, folks. Mr. Brian K. McNeill. Give him a call. Thanks, Brian, and I look forward to talking to you soon.
Thanks a lot, Yolanda.
Thank you.